What's up, guys? I'm Ashley Jenkins, and it turns out one of EA's planned Star Wars titles may be an open-world game. A job listing for EA Canada is seeking an animation director for a major next-gen open-world game. It doesn't specify Star Wars in the listing, but there are also 2 executive producer positions open that do specify that they're for Star Wars projects. One position is based in Redwood City, where Visceral Games is located, and one is based in EA Canada, where the animation director position is too. So far, EA has announced that their Star Wars games will be developed by DICE, Visceral Games, and BioWare, so it's more than likely that EA Canada's involvement is in collaboration with the Visceral project. We already know that DICE is working on a next-gen Battlefront game. Now we have hints that Visceral's could be this open-world project. All that's left is BioWare telling us they're working on a new Knights of the Old Republic game and will have a complete set. Next up, an enterprising Skyrim modder who set out to get a job at Bethesda has ended up in an entirely unexpected place. Alexander Falicki spent a year and 2,000 hours building the Falskar mod for Skyrim, the new lands mod that creates new territory to explore during 20+ hours of additional gameplay. He built 26 new quests and a fully voiced world with the talents of 30 voice actors. He created new items, recipes, shouts, quests, dungeons, world spaces, music, food, followers, armor, books, and weapons. His mod has been downloaded more than 365,000 times since its release in July, and it has absolutely succeeded in landing him a job. Just not at Bethesda. Instead, the 19-year-old has landed a position as an associate designer at Bungie working on Destiny, so you could say it's a pretty happy ending, and Falicki knows it. Of his new role, he says, "Bungie is an awesome company with an amazing team, and I'm very lucky that they've decided to give me a chance." Moving on, Rockstar has announced that Grand Theft Auto San Andreas will see a release on mobile devices. They've remastered the graphics, improved the draw distance, enriched the colors, and enhanced the character and car models so that the early 90s versions of Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas look new again. Also, can we just take a moment to marvel that the devices we carry around in our pockets are more powerful than the PS2 was when the game originally came out? Because that's amazing. Since this is the first time the game will be available on touchscreens, they've added new touch controls and contextual control options, so only the buttons you need are on screen. There are 3 different control schemes for driving and navigating, and it'll include controller support. And since mobile games make different time demands of gamers, they've also reworked the checkpoint system to improve progression through the game. Excited? You won't have to wait long. The game will be available on iOS, Android, Kindle, and Windows mobile devices in December. Finally, the first 4 classes for EverQuest Next, the successor to the EverQuest series of MMOs, has been released. Not much has been revealed about the game other than it will take place in a parallel world of Norath rather than fitting into the timeline created by the existing EverQuest games. So while some aspects of the world may be familiar, others will be entirely new. These classes may be the first hints at how the world of Norath has changed. Some, like the Cleric and Necromancer, will be familiar enough, but then there's the Tempest to add new flavor. The Cleric wields a 2-handed hammer or hammer and shield, has an affinity for fire, and, as you'd expect, specializes in buffing fellow players. The Necromancer carries a dusty old book that probably holds the secrets of chaos or something, or can elect to wield a dagger and focus object instead. The class also has a companion to soak up the damage while they bring their destructive power to bear, since hitting giant trolls with books is usually ineffective. If you're more into the ravaging side of things, there's the Beast Lord, a summoner who can call in beasts to tear shit up, or do direct damage with a flail and shield or a medium-distance spear. The Tempest is a class designed with action RPG fans in mind. It can wield 2 swords or 1 giant sword and specializes in speed and agility, with a sprinkle of wind and lightning thrown in for good measure. The game is due out sometime next year for PC and PlayStation 4, so hopefully more details will begin trickling out soon. And that's the news. If you put Star Wars and open world together, what kind of game do you come up with? Let us know in the comments below. Then check out roosterteeth.com for a very special Rooster Teeth animated adventure.